My name is Ravi Thadhani. I'm a physician, scientist, investigator, and a healthcare executive as well. I work at Emory University, where I oversee a health system as well as schools and centers. My experience, in addition, involves research. I'm an investigator, and I've been an investigator for almost 30 years, primarily in the area of pregnancy-related complications. And then finally, my experience that perhaps is most relevant to this board is I have been a consultant for the FDA for almost a decade now, looking at, from the FDA's perspective, areas of devices, as well as therapeutics and biologics. When I was asked to participate in this board as an independent member, I was excited because of the opportunity to bring those learnings, not only healthcare in general, but also the regulatory experience to this board. What attracted me to become an independent board member of Orthocell were three factors. Number one, an outstanding management team. When I had a chance to meet with Paul and Alex, Nick and others, realizing that there was an incredible amount of passion and dedication to bringing a product to market. Number two, an outstanding board that already existed and was evolving to bring complementary skill sets. And then most importantly, myself as being a physician and a scientist, realizing that the product that the company was focused on was one that was going to meet a significant unmet medical need and importantly make a difference in the lives of the patients that we treat. It was a combination of those three factors that obviously gave me strong interest in participating. So the steps in order to get an FDA approval for a device are many. They have been well prescribed and well detailed by companies before, documents and such. These aren't mysterious. What is important to realize, though, is that many companies often like to take shortcuts. They often try to figure out ways of going around what otherwise might be a tedious, long road in order to get regulatory approval. The nice thing I can say here, in being part of this board at least for about a year now, is that's not been the case. There's a path to get a regulatory approval for Remplir. That path involves a 510(k) pathway, which is well known. We have a predicate device out there, and we know what others have done and the experimental studies that have been necessary. The studies that are going on today are going to be incredibly informative. In fact, we're on the verge of uncovering some really exciting data to understand the similarities between what Remplir can deliver in comparison to other products out there, but also the advantage, and that's the secret of working with the FDA. The FDA is interested in one, lowering the risk, and two, meeting an unmet medical need. And here you have a product that reduces the risk of complications, unlike some of the other products out there, and two, meeting a significant unmet medical need. There would be no need necessarily to have Remplir be a product if the need was already met, but that's not the case. The products that are out there create a significant amount of inflammation. They're difficult to insert. In addition, they lead to scarring. Those are significant problems when you have the kinds of injuries that the product Remplir is trying to address. And so there is significant appetite from a regulatory agency standpoint to work with and closely with a company that is interested in addressing that unmet need. Certainly familiar with the stories that have come forward in how these kinds of products have changed patients' lives. Those anecdotal experiences are just phenomenal. Now, of course, from a regulatory standpoint, those have to be married with data in patients. They have to be married with data that is more long-standing. But I think we're going to get there. It's a combination of the anecdotal experiences and the data that is essentially most convincing to any regulatory agency. But regulatory agency aside, we're also interested, of course, in making a difference in people's lives. And we go back to those anecdotal experiences and realizing that it's very difficult in medicine and biomedicine to change people's lives, to change the way they manage chronic diseases, to change their ability to get back to work. And that's what these kinds of products are doing. I'm excited to be part of this company's board. The distance is far from where I live and where I work, but the science speaks for itself. The passion of the company speaks for itself. The opportunity speaks for itself. I think the board we have in place now, in combination with the company's infrastructure and people, are really at an inflection to create value. Yes, we have those anecdotal experiences which give us excitement, but the company's very interested in the data and making sure the data drive where we take the products. And that's what I think is going to happen over the next few years. If one asked the question, where should anyone on the outside be looking at? You're looking for an outstanding board, an outstanding scientific team, and importantly, an outstanding product that makes a difference in people's lives. And Orthocell certainly brings all three to the table.